So in today's class we're going to be using a homemade bolster, and what you need is a pillow and a towel. So pause the video here, go and get those and then come back and I'll show you what to do. Lay your towel out, take your pillow lengthways, fold it towards you, and then roll the pillow away from you, tucking it firmly in, rolling tightly, and there you go. Voila, a homemade bolster that we're going to be using today to help really get some fantastic openings through the shoulders, through the chest, through the hips. Place your bolster down and then lie it underneath the back of your shoulder blades. You can let your body drape over the bolster, but if this feels too much for your neck, come back and use it more like a pillow, but still allowing your arms just to hang out by the sides. So adjusting your body to where it feels comfortable. Have your knees bent up towards the ceiling so there's no strain through your lower back. And breathe fully and deeply. And then from here, we bring the arms back down by our hips. Move forward, so now you can let your head be underneath the bolster, a little bit more like a pillow, and you're rolling your head from side to side. Just getting some gentle stretch and mobility through the neck. And when you're ready then, let the head come to stillness and let your knees open out to the side. Let the weight of the legs give you just a gentle inner thigh stretch. Rocking the hips slowly from side to side. And then from here we're going to roll over onto the right side, adjusting your bolster. Your knees are forward and your ankles here are roughly in line with your knees at right angles. You're going to take your left hand and slide it across the right and across the chest and open it out to the side. Just allow it to float down by the hip and back and over. So just drawing little circles or semicircles with the arm. Sliding it across the chest and opening out to the side and bringing it back. If that feels okay and you'd like to try opening the arms straight up to the ceiling and out, then do so. So I'm going to give you some options. Opening and closing. And if that feels okay and you'd like to try circling the arm up and overhead, maybe try that too. And then letting it settle and just allowing it to hang open. And you can do this with the elbow bent or the arm straight. Coming over and onto your hands and knees. And then moving the bolster now underneath your hands so you're up a little bit higher. And you take a breath in, and as you breathe out, round the spine and press down into the palms. Breathe in, lift the chest, lift the tail, and breathe out, round. Breathe in, extend, and round. And extend. your bottom all the way back onto your heels with your arms extended over your bolster. Gently come up, move your bolster away for a moment, and we're going to work with that left arm, and it's going to wrap around your waist. And then take it, reach it across to the right side and pull back away from it. We open and close and open and close. Bring that hand on top of your bolster and just sit your shoulder a bit closer towards the mat. Gently coming up. And just to finish that side, take the left arm overhead and take a gentle stretch towards the right. And then across. Release it down. I'm turning my bolsters the other way so that I can, I'm hoping that side feels a little bit looser. Now we're going to try the other way. Come back again and lie on your back with your head on your bolster and your knees just hanging out to the side, rocking them side to side. And then rolling over onto your left side. And we're going to start that wonderful chest opening. This is so good to do at the end of the day if you've been spending lots of time at the desk. And then if that feels okay, you can try whole arm. Or maybe circling overhead. So just finding what feels right for you. And then coming over onto hands and knees again. Your hands are back on your bolster. And again, you round up through the spine. But this time, just move back away from the bolster and forward. Rounding. As you come forward, bring the chest through. Rounding and pulling away. Bringing the chest through. One last one. We move back, hands underneath the shoulders, taking your right arm now and wrapping it around the waist. And coming back over. Opening and closing. Opening and closing. Coming up onto the knees, taking your right arm now. Up and over. Bringing it through and taking it across to the left side. Releasing that out. Now clasp your hands behind your back. Open across your chest. Release. You come back to your bolster and your hands are now just a little bit wider than your shoulders and pull the bottom towards the heel. So you're reaching out quite long here. Bring it forward. Okay. A little bit of a shake. And now you're going to cross them over. Cross your hands over and sit back. Change your leading hand. And then one final stretch there is to bring the elbows over your bolster. Okay, so the distance from the bolster to your shoulder is not very much. And you come through. You can bend the elbows if that feels more comfortable. Bring the hands overhead, or just have the hands extended over your bolster. Should be giving you quite a wonderful upper back stretch here. Coming through and then reversing that. So with your elbows on top of your bolster, round your spine. Releasing. And then just rolling that away. Hands now underneath your shoulders. We're going to lift up and back into a downward facing dog. Move one foot behind the other here. Just stepping side to side. We're going to hold with the left foot behind the right and rise and lower onto the ball of the foot, and then pushing the heel down into the mat. Before changing to the other side, rising and lowering, pressing the heel down and the hips up. And then we move both feet, rising and lowering. Getting as high onto the toes as we can, and keeping the bottom as high as you can as you lower those heels. Bringing the knees down to the ground, sitting back and giving your arms a bit of a shake. Awesome. Step forward on your left leg and allow yourself to drop here. So allowing the hips to drop. Come back and change sides. Come back. Now bring your bolster closer towards you, and with your hands on top of your bolster, we're going to step up and back into a downward facing dog. Hands are on top of your bolster. We're coming forward, lowering your left knee. You bring your bring your left leg over and place your bolster underneath your right knee now. And what this is going to enable you to do is to get a little bit more tuck in the hips, because you're a little bit easier underneath that knee joint. Here we lift up nice and high. Bring the hands down and push back through your right heel. Bring the knee down. Go for that wonderful stretch again. Bring the hands down and push back through the heel. Bring both knees on top of your bolster. Bring it up. Lovely. Hands back behind you. Brush your tailbone down and lift. Coming back through, step forward on your right leg, tuck the hips under. So much easier on that knee joint when you've got some padding underneath it. Bring the hands down, pushing back through the heel. Bring the knee back down and coming up. Bringing it through and pushing away. Both knees back on. And here you're just going to rock back onto your heels with your toes tucked under. Your knees that little bit higher. And then what you can do from here is using your hands on your bolster, you're just rolling over the ball of your foot. So Indy, if you've got a pillow that you can just roll up in a towel or just have some cushions. Okay, and so now the best part, you're going to come up and you're just going to let your legs have a little bit of a shake. And then we're going to step over our pillow, our bolster, so that your feet here are up higher than your knees. We take a breath in and you breathe out, and very, very gently we're coming back. Come back to upright, step your left foot forward, and now allow your hips to drop down. You can try looking up. Coming back through, and let's change the other side. Foot's up on top of your bolster, other leg is forward. Now bringing that through, and then both feet are on top of the bolster. And here, you can lift and lower. Out, cramping my feet. And starting to sit back. So now you're going to get a bit of a stretch on the front of the foot. If you want more, shuffle closer, shuffle further away so there's more of your foot up onto that bolster. You can also have a bit of play with lifting and lowering. Releasing. Just seeing how your feet feel after that. All okay? Alright, the bolster's going underneath your bottom and you lie now over it. Aha! Oh, that feels good. You take the arms out to the side, and now with your hips still high, allow the knees to drop out, and you're going to take your arms into goalposts and allow them to drop down towards the mat. We're going to initiate a little rock side to side. Turn your knees up to the ceiling. Bring your hands down by your hips on top of your bolster, so your wrist is over your bolster, and just lift yourself up into your shoulder bridge and roll back down. Hips come down onto the bolster and then you roll up and roll down. And what you're going to do, as soon as you can feel your bottom make contact, you come back up again. Down and up. So you're not coming all the way down to the ground, you're just coming on top of your bolster. Take your arms up overhead, and when you lift your bottom now, bring the hands down to the bolster and then overhead. Breathing out, breathing in. Out, in, out, in. Nice. Stretch it out. And then from here, bend the knees again, move your bolster out to the side, just away from you for a moment. We will be using it again, but now I want you to curl up into a small ball. Lowering back down, your knees are going to come up over your hips, and you're going to give me an alternating toe tap here. As you do this and you're drawing your abdominal muscles down towards the mat, spine is not moving, reach the arms up to the ceiling, hold them steady, just the legs moving, turn your palms and curl forward, keeping the legs moving smoothly, evenly, and then if you can, you're going to reach your legs away from you now, stretching out, curling forward. Take the arms back behind the head and let your head relax into your hands so there's no pulling on the neck. And when that feels steady, start to alternate shoulder to knee. Not the elbow, it's the shoulder. The elbows stay back. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Bringing the knees in. Bring your feet back down and roll back up into your shoulder bridge, reversing that action. Gently rolling down. And now bring your knees in and rock yourself to come up. You're going to take your arms underneath your legs and rock back away from your legs. Slide the feet a little bit closer towards you and allow yourself to fall back and then just come back up. So what you're going to do is push away or pull away from your legs, but your legs are pulling away and your upper body's pulling away, and that's what's giving you the rounding of the spine, and you push into the legs and you rock evenly backwards and forwards, and you're letting enjoy this. This is to have a little bit of fun and to massage out the back. Now if you're finding that it's too hard underneath your mat and it's hurting your bones, just come back down, lie flat and circle the knees around one way and the other to massage out your spine that way. If you like the rolling, well, we're just going to do a little bit more. I like rolling, but I've also got lots of padding. And then on the next time you come up, staying up, we're going to come around and then grab your bolster again. It's there in front of you. Take a little bit of a rock side to side, lifting up nice and tall, and then bringing your hands onto the bolster in front of you, or onto the pillow, or onto the cushion, whatever you have. You take a breath in and you press down to get a bit taller, and then bringing your body forward. You're trying to keep your spine as long as you can. So if you need to move your bolster closer so that you can stay a bit more comfortable, that's fine. And you might be feeling this through the hips, through the side bottom. And what you can also then do is move your body a little bit side to side. Just walking your elbows or your forearms over your bolster. Ever so gently bring that up, and now taking your legs out, turning your bolster, and that looks a little bit rude. Big breath in with me, and you're just going to breathe out and bring your upper body forward. And you want to think about reaching out as far over your bolster as you can here. Breathing fully and deeply. I know you might find a place that you go, oh, that doesn't feel that good, but you know, just give your body a moment here to try and accept where it is before fighting it off. Bringing it back, turning it again. Crossing the other leg over, breathing in with me and breathing out and coming forward. One side might be a little bit tighter than the other. And moving side to side and seeing how that feels. You might discover some spots that you had not felt before. And bringing that back. You're going to turn your bolster. A little bit different this time. Your legs are going to straddle the bolster, but you're going to take your arms back behind you. Release. Now push down through the heels to lift the upper body. And then you lower back down, walk yourself up and over, flexing the feet as you do so. Big breath in, point the toes, take the arms back behind you, push down, lifting the hips, lower the bottom, flex the feet, push yourself to come up and over that bolster. One more time, big breath in, reach up, point the toes, lift your hips. Lower back down, coming up nice and tall, and fold. Walk your hand over to your right leg. And then walk your other hand over to the left. Bring that one up. All right. Best glute stretch. Okay. So now bolster is long ways. You're going to come up and you're going to have your knee at right angles to your hip. Now this other leg can do whatever you want it to do. It can stretch out to the side. It can bend. It can go back behind you. All of our focus is on our right leg. Ankle in line with knee at right angles, chest, and you're going to come up and over, and you grab onto your bolster and pull it back towards you to get your breastbone over the bolster. Just think about your belly button, trying to get as close to your knee as you can. Now just pick up a hand if you can feel this. Wave at me if you're going, yeah, I can get this, I'm getting a good stretch. Are you getting a stretch? Okay, so here's what I want you to do is just check that your knee's in line with your hip. Okay, so you've got right angles here. If you want to, yep, perfect. Move your ankle slightly forward there, Christoph, just towards me. Yeah, there you go. All right, now this left hip, you think about it, trying to get closer to your right knee. So it's a feeling of connecting left hip to right knee. Look out, over. Not look out as in be scared. Look out as looking out. Are you feeling that as a stretch now through the side, through the glutes? Yes? Okay. Bringing that one up. Oh. Shaking it down. We're going to try the other leg. Up it goes. Knee, knee, ankle, hip. Right ankles, coming up and over, grabbing onto that bolster, pulling it towards you. And then thinking of your right hip, trying to get closer to that left knee. Keep breathing through it. Ever so gently. Oh, bring that one back. Just moving your bolster away for a moment and just rocking from side to side. The bend of the knee. We're coming back over onto our hands and knees. Moving your bolster away. Coming through here. We're going to extend our right leg. Square your hips, square your shoulders, extend your left arm. And then lifting the right leg and holding your pointer here. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Your left hand comes down, your left foot tucks under. We're going to lift up and back and push the floor away. Now if that doesn't work for you, bring the foot back down. Okay. We're going to square our shoulders to the mat. So if your foot's back down, just take that leg and drop the foot behind the other ankle. If you can, open your hips and allow your right foot to get closer towards your left shoulder, but you're keeping your shoulders square to the mat. So your rib cage hasn't moved, it's all in the hips here. You're going to slide that leg underneath you, bring it forward, and then lie yourself out, possibly over your roller, your bolster. We're coming up and using the other leg now. We extend, left leg out, hips are nice and level. Right arm comes forward. Belly's in. Holding for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Right hand down, tuck the toes under. Lift up and back. Pushing the floor away. Now, left foot can come down behind the heel or bend your left leg, You're gently taking your left foot to the right shoulder as you keep your rib cage square. And then feeding that leg underneath you and coming down, extending the right. If that's uncomfortable there, just bend the knee out to the side and lie your body forward. You bring that up, shaking it around, and then finally taking your bolster. You're going to sneeze. Sorry guys. The bolster goes underneath your knees and you gently lay yourself back down. Taking full, deep breaths. You might like to clasp your elbows overhead or let your arms drape down by your sides. Breathing fully and deeply. In your own time, doing whatever you need to do. Maybe one final big stretch out, or rolling over to one side, and bringing yourself back. Big breath in, hands meet. Find your heart center. That's okay, just join in as you're ready. I hope you feel fully stretched out now and ready to maybe go out for a walk in the sunshine and get some fresh air. Thank you to each and every one of you for what you brought and shared with me and with each other.